Hi, my name is Charlotte Williams. What's your name?
I'm Alexis.
Alexis. Okay, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well today.
Okay. Before we start our counseling sessions, I will go over a brief overview of myself. So I am of African American and Belizean ethnicity. My pronouns are she and her. So with that being said, do you mind giving me a brief background or how you identify yourself?
So my pronouns are also she and her, and I'm African American and Pacific Islanders.
Okay. So understanding that you identify as a female using she and her as your pronouns, and that you are of African American and Pacific Islander ethnicity, are you still comfortable with our counseling relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So today we'll be going over informed consent and touching briefly on why you're here today. You may see me taking notes, but that's just to better assess you for a better outcome.
Okay.
For whatever concerns that you may have. So to begin, I'm pulling up the informed consent sheet that we'll be going over together. Okay. So this will go over what our counseling relationship is, things that you can expect to get out of this, and just some rules you should know about our relationship. So to begin, my name is Charlotte Williams. I am a counselor in training. So I'm a student here. I'm a student at the University of South Carolina, enrolled in Andrea Fleming's class for communication skills and counseling. I will also provide you a copy of this agreement if you would like in the future.
Okay.
We're here because I'm required to practice counseling my communication skills with you. So thank you for allowing me to develop my skills better through the completion of this assignment. You're welcome to talk about topics that are relevant to your concerns or anything that you feel comfortable with. So we're going to start with confidentiality. So we're right here. As a student, I'm unable to offer legal confidentiality for reasons that I'm not certified as a counselor. I'm only a counselor in training. What we discuss in these practice sessions will remain confidential between us and my supervisor, Andrea Fleming.
Okay.
The only reason I would have to report anything is if you pose potential harm to yourself, to me, to others, and any criteria met by the University of South Carolina.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding this section?
Can you maybe give me one more example of why confidentiality can be broken?
Another example of why confidentiality could be broken is if you discuss with me that you would like more information or more resources, and then I would transfer your information that we have between these counseling sessions to someone that you deem more appropriate to handle whatever concerns that you have.
Okay.
So do you understand this section?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Now we're going to the period of treatment and involvement. So we'll be meeting 3 times throughout this period. And the period is from February 1st, 2020 to May 1st, 2020. Okay. So I'm a student in the process of learning these counseling skills. Please only share information that you're comfortable with in this session. If you need more assistance or more help, you can contact my supervisor, Andrea Fleming, or you can notify me, and we can discuss ways we can better handle concerns during this time, or we can transfer you to someone else.
Okay.
I'll do my best to be open and honest with you so we can make these sessions more comfortable. And I'll be drafting reports to help me reflect on how to better adhere to your needs. By May 1st, 2020, everything will be destroyed between us in these sessions. And if you need to schedule an appointment or drop an appointment, please notify me 24 hours in advance.
Okay.
Do you have any questions regarding that section?
I don't have to.
Okay. Next, we'll be going to video recordings. I'll be recording our sessions for my personal training. If you're uncomfortable at any time, we can stop the recordings, turn off the camera, move the camera, whatever you feel is necessary. I'll also be summarizing our experiences together, so I can still enhance my counseling skills to help you better with your concerns. The recordings will also be shared with my supervisor, Andrea Fleming, and destroyed at the end of the course as well.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
So now we're going to the risk and benefits section. As a student, I am now a formal counselor. So within our sessions, you may be able to put your concerns into focus better. You may be able to practice explaining how you feel a little bit better, and hopefully you can utilize some tools that will help you in the future. So these benefits are not guaranteed in these sessions, but if any concern arises while we're undergoing these sessions, please notify me or email my supervisor, Andrea Fleming, at any time. Okay, do you understand that section? Okay. The way that this will be evaluated, I'll be monitoring our progress within these sessions through my reports and through the recordings. So this allows me to reflect again and better accommodate your needs. I can provide you with any copies of these evaluations if you want, or if you need to receive those. Do you have any questions or concerns about the evaluation? Practical concerns is the next section. If at any time you are dissatisfied with our sessions or on the services that are going on, please let me know, or my supervisor, Andrea Fleming. Okay, how do you feel about that?
Okay.
And then there's legal and ethical concerns, which is the section we'll go over next. Since I am an experienced counseling student, I am unable to provide formal counseling services. So these sessions are mainly to aid in my education and to help you, as stated earlier. I would like any feedback that you have on these sessions, and if you have any concerns regarding that, please contact me or my professor. The next section that we'll be going into is rights of refusal or termination of the relationship. If at any time through our semester or our 3 treatment periods that you feel that you're unable to continue or want to see someone else, or that I feel that I am unable to continue these sessions, then we can terminate this relationship or can terminate our meetings together. Excuse me for 1 moment. You have the right to refuse to disclose any information that you're uncomfortable with. The only reason, or the main reason why I personally would stop these counseling sessions is if you pose any threats to my safety or your safety, another individual's safety, or you're expressing any illegal intentions or actions. Okay. Do you have any questions regarding that? In the case of an emergency, there may be times that you're unable to reach me. So what I would like you to do is call 911 if at any time you are thinking about harming yourself or others, or engaging in dangerous activities, or anything that you deem personally as an emergency. Do you understand that part? And record keeping is the last section that we'll go over. So I'll be recording these sessions with the camera that you can see right there for my personal learning. If you become uncomfortable, we can stop the camera. I will continue to drop reports and reflections on our experience in these sessions to reflect, so I can better accommodate to your needs. And I can provide you with copies of any material necessary that you ask for. So with that being said, do you understand everything that we went over in this document, or would you like to go over another piece?
No, I understand. By any point, we can go back and revisit any of these things?
That's right.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, could you please, there you go, sign there. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to transition into why you're here today. So give me one moment, please. Okay. So, just so you know, I'll be writing as we go through this. Go through why you're here today so I can look over the notes that I take to better assess your needs and accommodate for that. Okay, so what brings you in today?
Alright, so I'm a student here at EDCE. I also work part-time. I'm also involved in a lot of off-campus, on and off-campus activities. I feel like my schedule is very hectic, and then I'm also faced where sometimes I feel unmotivated with all of those things.
Okay, so you're a student at USC, you work part-time, you are involved in on and off-campus organizations, and sometimes you feel unmotivated. So specifically, you are here because you want help with being unmotivated?
Yeah, I guess maybe find ways that I can motivate myself to get the things done that I need to get done.
Okay, so motivation. All right. Do you have any time in between this, in between being a student, working part-time, your on and off-campus organizations, for a break at all?
Sometimes I have breaks, but usually my breaks are just spent getting things ready for the next thing that I have to do.
Activity. Okay. So, okay. So it sounds like you have very little time to catch your breath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you tried any self-care? Do you know what self-care is?
I do know what self-care is. I haven't tried a lot of it. There's sometimes where I might try to just sit and maybe read for a little bit, but then my mind keeps going back to there are other things that you could be doing.
Right.
So my self-care is kind of limited.
Our brains keep thinking constantly, so I can understand how hard it is to calm down and take a minute to reflect. Okay. Are there any techniques that you can think of that might help you feel more motivated, or that you would like to try?
One thing that keeps me motivated most of the time is when I feel like I'm really just not, is the end goal of things. So I'm motivated to do schoolwork, but I know that the end of the semester, if I want good grades, and I have to do it. So that's my end result.
Okay. That's a good goal.
Yeah, but I have a hard time really grasping this.
Okay. So based on what you said, you are a student, you work part-time, you have on and off-campus things that you do daily, so that is a lot on your plate. And you stated that in between those times, you are still working towards the next activity. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so it's great that you have an end goal of getting it done. It's a great goal, but since your main concern today is the feeling of being unmotivated constantly, we're going to focus on ways that you can motivate yourself.
Okay.
So we're going to brainstorm some ways that you can motivate yourself, and then we can pick one or two that you can try, and we'll talk about that next session.
Okay.
So what are some ways that you can motivate yourself?
I can stick with the end goals, finding end goals and things.
Okay. Finding end goals. Okay. That's another way.
I guess finding the fun in all the things that I'm doing, or remembering why I enjoy doing those things that I do.
So enjoyment. And what's one last thing maybe you can work on?
Maybe with more specifically like my involvement in organizations, think about how I'm impacting other people, and that could be like motivation.
Okay. So we listed some pretty solid ideas that we can work with on how to make you feel more motivated. So finding end goals is one. The second one that you listed was finding fun or enjoyment in the activities that you're doing. And the last one you listed was thinking about how you impact others.
Mm-hmm.
So these are all really good. One that I would suggest is also practicing one self-care.
Okay.
So what would be one self-care that you could do? Or a couple that you could do?
I could kind of take the time to just relax and maybe watch a movie or a show that I like an episode or two.
Okay. That sounds good. So what I would like you to do before our next session is to pick one of these things to go over. So either finding an end goal, finding the fun and enjoyment in things that you're doing, thinking about how you impact others, or watching a movie when you're feeling those feelings of unmotivation, to keep you back on track.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. No problem. But I understand how you're feeling. So today we went over, are there any more concerns that you have?
No, that was pretty much my main concern.
Okay. So I hope I was able to help you today a little bit. So just to give you a brief summary of what we covered today, you explained to me, we went over informed consent to begin with. You explained that you're a USC student, you work part-time, you have on and off campus activities, and all of that leads to you feeling unmotivated due to the lack of time that you have for yourself. So your homework is to try to do at least one of these things that we listed. So that could be finding end goals, finding the fun and enjoyment in things that you're doing, thinking about how you impact others, or watching a movie. And hopefully that helps, but we can go over this next session to see how much progress you've made and then go from there. So would you like to set up another meeting now, or would you like to contact me later?
Oh, we can set one up now.
Okay, so what would be a good date and time for you?
Maybe next week, Tuesday, at the same time.
Same time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that works for me.
Okay.
It was nice meeting you today, and I hope that we can continue our counseling relationship. And please let me know if you have any concerns after we leave this session. Please feel free to call me, and don't forget, if there's an emergency, you can call 911.
Okay, thank you.
And have a good day.
Thank you.